What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA Saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video I will show you the latest news directly related to our story. I will show you the Rosa's response and Rosa's opinion on the latest dismissal of her claim by the judge. Then I will continue with the news, with the comments and with the suggestions of other very knowledgeable and very well-known people in our community. And what should we do in order to help Rosa to strike back? And before we dive deep into all of this, I have to say that it is extremely difficult to find necessary and useful information for the community related to our problem. And it takes me more than 3 hours a day even to be prepared to this type of videos. And that is why I kindly ask you to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and family, and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my work is valuable for the community. And this is the only way how we can unite and how we can eventually win this battle. So, and before we dive deeper into all of this news, I want to start with the Busy Brands tweet. And by the way, happy Memorial Day to all of you. And let me quote you this. Busy Brands wrote, FINRA dropped a rare U3 HALT bomb before Christmas 2022. Many were wounded. A small battalion of MMTLP warriors were deployed to battle in the rotten, cheating financial system designed to keep retail investors in poverty. God give his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. Keep fighting, MetaFam. Naked short war. Yes, it is very inspiring, and I have to say that it is very important for us to unite and to strike back. And let me show you the news, the recent news that is extremely important right now for the community. On my previous video, I've told you about this judge's decision that he denied Rosa's motion for a temporary restoration order or preliminary injunction. And here you can see an update that was published on MMTLP Resources.com. And here you can find the original document. It is not the longest one. It is just 5 pages long, and you can read it by yourself. And I have to say that we still have a possibility to respond. Rosa still has a possibility to respond by June 15th. And let me show you her comments on this decision. So 14 hours ago on her Twitter account, she wrote, "Thank you all for the support. The show is not over, but it appears we are in our second act. There's many ways to skin a cat. It's too complex to explain in a single tweet, but the judge seems to want evidence of action for certain claims. I'm not discouraged." And she also added, "But with that, everyone, please enjoy your 3-day weekend as I intend to do before heading back to work. My brain is in a jar this weekend, getting some rest." And she also wrote this. Let me quote it for you. She pinned this tweet 13 hours ago and she wrote, "MMTLP, enjoy your weekend and do not despair. I know a lot of people have felt beaten down throughout this and now feel hopeless. I never ask you to rely on me, but there are great minds on this as well. As for me, I have a plan. So enjoy your weekend before it all starts again." And this is very inspiring. This only sentence in her tweet is very inspiring. She has a plan, and definitely she's very knowledgeable and she knows what to do and how to strike back. And she also asked some help. She wrote, "If you have a chronology of events with supporting facts, please let me know how we can get it in a Google Doc so that it reads timeline, event, and supporting facts. Thank you." And if you have this information, please contact Rosa in DMs or in any other ways and provide her with this information. On top of that, let me show you what Mark R. Basile wrote. And for those of you who don't know, Mark is the head of his own law firm. And his firm filed a petition to release a blue sheets. And he was asked by Brian 18 hours ago. And Brian asked, "Mark, would you be willing to help her if needed? Thank you." And Mark responded, My firm is so scratched right now that we probably can't get involved in that right now anyway. I did suggest to her to move to extend her time to the file FAC, and I would even help her draft it. And let me show you what does it mean. Mark R. Basile also wrote this. Rosa should move to extend the time to file her amended complaint to 14 days after the New York court issues its order on the blue sheets. This way she will have the information necessary to draft the complaint. And let me show you the timeline of his petition. And here you can find this tweet that was made by John Xavi, and he wrote, 18 days until release the blue sheets. Per Mark R. Basile, new schedule regarding New York Supreme Court judge's order to release blue sheets. FINRA written reply due to June the 2nd. Rebuttal due to June the 9th. Oral arguments on June 13th. And this is the real deadline, and this deadline should be the reference date for this extension that Mark R. Basile is talking about. And if you add 14 days after this response date, we will have June the 27th, and this is the deadline for Rosa to ask the judge to extend this response. And this is very important, and I think Rosa will do it. And I have to say that our community is very knowledgeable, and we have a lot of people who knows exactly what to do, and more importantly, how to do it. And this means we have to follow them, and we have to help them in any cases that we can. And let me show you another deadline. Let me remind you this deadline. Mark R. Basile will have a space chat, and this chat will take place on June the 2nd, and you can find this tweet on his Twitter account. He wrote, set a reminder for my upcoming space. And on this space, he will drop a bombshell. He didn't disclose this information yet, and we don't know even what will be this information about, but we know that it will affect not only the MMTLP community, but the entire retail community for the entire market. And this means it is really important to attend. And guys, let me show you another quite interesting tweet. And if you ever ask yourself about why did FINRA and authorities do what they do, here is the answer. And Crucial Mix wrote this tweet several hours ago, and he wrote, after all that's happened with the MMTLP, I have to seriously ask, what's their end game? How do the broker-dealers and FINRA intend to get out of this? Obviously, it seems that their goal is to drag this out as long as they can, and I completely agree with this statement. But eventually, it's likely that NextBridge sells their assets. So what happens then? Let's just say a big oil company purchases their assets, and it works out to whatever amount of share or a stock option in the new company. What then? If there are millions of counterfeit shares, the broker-dealers are liable to pay out that dividend or provide that stock for each and every shareholder. So, what's their plan? I honestly don't think they have one. They just want to delay this as long as they can, because they still don't know how to get out of this situation. Perhaps they are hoping NextBridge will run out of money and disappear, and they will be liable for nothing. It is one of the possible outcomes, although I don't see this as likely because they all have too much invested. There are other ways they could raise cash, which would also open up some interesting settlement possibilities as well. Will MMTLP or some form of it trade again? Unknown. But no matter what or how long, this has to come to a conclusion. Just what is their end game going to be? I'm sure they don't want it to involve bankruptcies and handcuffs, but you can't always get what you want. And yes, the only reason why they are kicking the can down the road is that authorities don't know how to behave in this situation and how to get out of this situation, because the problem is extremely big, and you can find a lot of evidence of this. Let me show you, for example, this article that was published on investmentnews.com, and it was published just several hours ago on May 26th. And it says, FINRA fines Vanguard $800,000 for misleading information on money market accounts. And the subtitle is "The firm miscalculated annual yield and income for 9 funds on approximately 8.5 billion statements. It also failed to act promptly when customers noticed something was wrong." And guys, please tell me how it is even possible that this very well-known company cannot even properly calculate some figures. I don't know how it is possible, and that is why the problem needs to be solved, and we have to unite in order to win this battle. And to unite, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell and hit the like button. This helps my channel to grow, and this will eventually bring more attention to our problem, and eventually it will help us to win this battle. So I think that's all information, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm back.